Agglom coming from the winner's side, or is it going to be Redmoon, a little bit of the underdog just because he's coming from that loser side? So let's see. I mean, we're pretty familiar with these teams. It looks like Redmoon's starting off with that infamous 𝗧𝗵𝗶 lead. And speaking of infamous, Rawrzyyy is the opening for Agglom, but he does have counter picks. So let's see what he picks up.
You know, I'm almost like borderline disheartened that it doesn't even matter that there's a 𝗬𝗏𝗃 here. Rawrzyyy's just cool with it.
Right?
Sure, it's super effective hydrologist, one of the best Tems in the history of Temtem. No big deal. I mean, he's just the hard counter on turn 1. Rawrzyyy can stay, do maybe 50%, heal back up a little bit, play for another 3 turns. No big deal.
Yeah, gross. When you can't water cannon to 𝗬𝗶𝗶 to kill, that is a monstrosity of a Temtem. Absolutely. I actually don't know if it does kill, but it feels like it can't kill because of that reactive vial. And to make matters worse, if Rawrzyyy just stays in, what's stopping Agglom from potentially going drill impact into plague? Do you think that's enough to bring down the 𝗬𝗏𝗃 all the way down, or maybe not too powerful?
It might be. You know, plague is really strong. The same way we were talking about hydrologist on 𝗬𝗏𝗃, 𝗬𝗏𝗽 has botanist, so that's not a 𝗬𝗵𝕋's plague. This is a whole nother ball game. This is a very powerful nature attacker. I think that double in kills 𝗬𝗏𝗃 and really heavily benefits Agglom if it's allowed to go down that way with a simple double in. And really, wow, look at the rest of the team here for Redmoon. There's no one who wants that except for 𝗬𝗏𝗽 swapping in, but 𝗬𝗏𝗽 doesn't want to swap in because then a Goring the following turn could potentially kill it.
Yeah, that is just the nuisance of Rawrzyyy, right? So, all right, guys, here we go. It is that lower bracket finals. Agglom coming from the winner's side, Redmoon coming from the loser's side. Can Redmoon pull up a little bit of the upset and try to face off against 𝗧𝗵𝗃 in our grand finals? Or is Agglom angry? He's angry he got knocked down. He's trying to come back with some ferocious energy. So let's see. I mean, we kind of pinpointed a little bit of the potential plays for Agglom. We were thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of drill impact plague, but what else could potentially Agglom consider here? If he thinks maybe 𝗬𝗏𝗃 swap out, maybe targeting the 𝗬𝗏𝗺. What are we thinking, Rawrzyyy?
A double in on 𝗬𝗺 with hypoxia drill impact would be very strong as well, but everybody stays plague. 𝗬𝗏𝗃 20%. Water cannon will be allowed to hit this Rawrzyyy. It's not that fast, but 34%. That reactive vial gets us all the way back up to 50. Noxious Bomb and 𝗬𝗺, as long as it targets the Rawrzyyy, is going to do a decent amount. But no, on that 𝗬𝗏𝗽, just shy of, or sorry, just over 40%, as we do see the strange vest, so it does eat that a little bit better. And drill impact taking down the fish, which is really a big protection racket for this Tolkien. Right now, 𝗬𝗵𝗆 is the only Tem for Redmoon that can fight Tolkien later.
Yeah, I think so as well. And you know, I guess Redmoon was just prepared because he brought in the 𝗬𝗏𝗽 really fast. He was prepared for the 𝗬𝗏𝗃 to come out, or rather just get eliminated as early as at turn 1. So impressive stuff. Agglom just keeping things straightforward as we thought. But now 𝗬𝗏𝗽's here. A plague into something like a Noxious Bomb, just so that you get the +2 special defense on 𝗬𝗺. I wonder if that's enough for the Rawrzyyy, because I don't know what item he's wearing on the 𝗬𝗏𝗽. If it's handcuff, maybe you don't want to take it on Rawrzyyy, because then you're going to be taking off the toxic tick. So we are seeing he does target 𝗬𝗏𝗽 there.
Yeah, that is smart. Get some damage on the very strong butterfly, as we just saw that hypoxia doing that much damage. And the Nox Bomb does just barely churn out a kill now on 𝗬𝗏𝗽. Only one more is standing, and it is Rawrzyyy, a very pretty purple one. So 1 Tem down to 1 Tem down, but Agglom with a slight disadvantage on HP because Rawrzyyy's down at 24% and 𝗬𝗺 still has 44%. Although, it's definitely not over, right? Rawrzyyy could easily survive something from 𝗬𝗏𝗽 this turn, considering it is still going to be neutralized. I think, anyway. And then Yeah, and then heater now. The heater's really big. That means that ruler really might survive, and the double in on Voliren could be the kill.
Yeah, could be indeed, right? With that Strange Vest, a simple little wind burst could just be enough, followed by something like the Goring on the rotor. But that Goring is going to be eating it into the Strange Vest, so maybe Voliren can hang on. But it's a little bit risky for the 𝗬𝗬𝗺, right? It does have things like Resin Trap online. It kind of could just be enough, even though it's nullified. But staying in with a 𝗬𝗬𝗺 in front of a Tokon, it's a little bit risky, right? Because of those fiery souls always available for the Tokon. Well, let's see. This is Redmoon trying to read the read on the Wind Burst potentially. And he does click Resin Trap. Is this going to be enough? It's chilling at 24 and it does go down. That is just so powerful, right? The button is, as you said, taking down the rotor, even though it was nullified. Good stuff for Redmoon.
Yeah, 2 kills now to 1. Redmoon with a pretty big advantage now is I think 𝗬𝗬𝗺 was a bit important there for the Ŵyp. So losing 𝗬𝗬𝗺, losing ruler, really Tyrannoch has got to do a lot of damage now. Tyrannoch can kill pretty much everything that's left as long as it doesn't take too many Nox bombs in the process, because you do not survive long taking Nox bombs as a nature Tem, unless you're 𝗧𝗵𝗺, because he likes it.
He does indeed. But okay, let's see if Tokon wants to stay in. Oh, we might not have any other option. Actually, no, it's not a handcuff 𝗬𝗬𝗺. We got that revealed earlier on. But the tornado, that could have been a little bit of an overread, right? I guess tornado was still decent chip damage, but the water cannon doing a whopping huge amount of damage on that Tokon. I thought he needed the Tokon a little bit for things like the 𝗬𝗬𝗺 and the Voliren, because I was going to say it's his only special attacker, but he still has Ŵyp, so perhaps he was just prepared to let the Tokon go. It still didn't seem too right, but of course we'll see how it ends up playing out. Water cannon one more time on the Ŵyp. He's just throwing everything at this Ŵyp here.
Yeah, I mean, Redmoon's definitely playing the game of I pick this spot to attack this game, and just continue to do that over and over and over again. And it's really worked out well, as Redmoon's just a little bit faster with a lot of these Tems. He's got the speed advantage and therefore is able to kill more things than Agglom in this particular scenario. Now, that was really good damage, almost killing both Ŵyp and 𝗬𝗬𝗺. But even if Tyrannoch had managed to get both of those kills that turn, there still has to be crazy Sharp Leaf outgrowth onto 𝗧𝗵𝗆 to get that kill. And, I mean, Flaming Meteorite, probably plus an Embers on Voliren. It was still a lot to ask.
Already in, so potentially the final game of our losers final, unless Agglom has something to say about it. He did say it on the winners final, so he does have the potential to do it one more time. These guys are just keeping things straightforward, right? Redmoon, the same opener. Agglom, same opener, or am I crazy? I know
Agglom lost the 𝗬𝗬𝗺 this time, so that was the difference makers. Before Agglom had 𝗬𝗬𝗺 rule there, right?
Right.
And he was able to kill the 𝗬𝗏 turn 1. So now 𝗬𝗏 is not a threat of its life this time, unless Sharp Leaf is bonkers. So getting that Aquatic Whirlwind off really onto either spot would be fine, I think, is going to be a big difference maker for Redmoon, and potentially even give him a stronger lead into turn 2.
Yeah, you know, I like this pickup from, I mean, Agglom picking up Tokon, a little bit risky, but since he ended up banning Ŵyp, he feels confident that Tokon could get enough damage across. I guess he felt like he really needed it for the last 2 Temtems remaining, right? The Gyalis or the 𝗬𝗬𝗺. He ends up picking that beautiful Luma 𝗬𝗬𝗺 there as the final pickup. But here we go, guys. We are heading ourselves into a game 2 of our losers bracket. Let's see, can Redmoon just close things out in that 2-0 fashion? We will see indeed. But I mean, one thing's for certain, a nice little toxic synergy water cannon looking to impact. I'm pretty sure, oh, never mind, I misspoke. It is not a certainty.
I am a little bit surprised to see that swap, I'll be honest. Voliren taking down this damage on turn 1 is definitely kind of what I was expecting to happen as well, because Voliren is going to be so influential in the future against Tyrannoch. But Oh, maybe not. Maybe, just maybe, if 𝗧𝗵𝗆 is going to get some purgations as well as its own hook or heat up or whatever, that could be a very scary monkey in the future. And Tyrannoch doesn't like Earth. It's neutral. It's not terrible, but it doesn't like a very, very strong 𝗧𝗵𝗆 wreck.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Speaking of strong 𝗧𝗵𝗆 wreck, that's gonna be a +5, +5 𝗧𝗵𝗆 wreck, looking devastating for virtually every single Temtem in his way. And I like this, right, because it's throwing Agglom a little bit off. He expected the water cannon as early as turn 1, but he's changing up the strategy. So whenever you could try to catch your opponent off guard just by a little bit, it does a tremendous amount to kind of have them on the back foot. And I believe that's what Redmoon has been able to accomplish as early as he has so far, because who would have expected a +5 𝗧𝗵𝗆 wrecker, you know, just a 𝗧𝗵𝗆 at turn 3. It is looking crazy, right? There's only one Temtem that could bear the force, and that's going to be the 𝗬𝗵𝗆. But at +5, not too great. I know it's a quarter effective, but everything else besides the 𝗬𝗵𝗆 is going to be taking a huge amount of damage. So let's take a look here. He's going to be swapping in 𝗂𝗀𝗎 for the synergy, so I believe we all know what's coming out this turn.
Yeah, 𝗧𝗵𝗆 wreck, or rock bottom as Blue would have said, destroys Tyrannoch from existence, plus defense on Mr. Blue Moon, keeping him nice and healthy for the future. The drill impact from Rawrzyyy just not going to be enough to do the damage. And now 𝗂𝗀𝗎 scares away 𝗬𝗵𝗆, scares away Tolkien, kills Rawrzyyy this turn, and doesn't have any threat of retaliation from 𝗬𝗚lus this turn because there's no crystal damage. So really, this is a pretty free spot for 𝗂𝗀𝗎 to attack, for 𝗧𝗵𝗆 to rest, and Redmoon just has complete control.
You think? I mean, yeah, the control part I do agree, but do you think just resting on 𝗧𝗵𝗆 here? Because I'm a little bit scared, because that's like clearly a win condition for Redmoon, right? I'm a little bit scared that he takes a little bit too much damage from something like just a drill impact coming in. But I guess to your point, he only has helicopter kick. That's only going to be neutral damage. So I guess resting, getting wrecked back online might just be the best play. Oh, he swaps out though.
I think that's okay though. 𝗬𝗏 comes in with not much HP, means that it is just taking the goring, sacrificing itself for the cause, keeping 𝗧𝗵𝗆 a little bit healthier. Helicopter kick not going to do anything to this melee boy 𝗂𝗀𝗎. And 𝗧𝗏𝗍, the big 𝗧𝗏𝗍, the one who can rule her all the way down. Redmoon now trading 𝗬𝗏 for 2 Tems, essentially, Tyrannoch and Rawrzyyy. That's one half of Redmoon's lead gone versus the entirety of Agglom's lead diminished and thrown away. Now 𝗂𝗀𝗎's healthy enough. I don't think that it's afraid of a sharp stabs being a kill here, especially since I think that this 𝗂𝗀𝗎's a little bit slower based on that helicopter kick. But I guess it could just be a 300 speed 𝗬𝗚lus. But either way, I think that 𝗂𝗀𝗎 is just fine surviving this turn in order to get a big hit off on 𝗬𝗵𝗆 and confirm this kill.
Oh, the hasty lunge is actually faster than the sharp stab, so gonna be outspeeding the 𝗬𝗚lus. Did he click sharp stab? No, he went for the bigger damage just to guarantee the kill. However, you just eliminated the only Temtem that was really putting a damper on that 𝗧𝗵𝗆 party, right? So I don't want to speak too soon, but 𝗧𝗵𝗆, as soon as 𝗧𝗵𝗆 rec is online, especially considering AWW is available to Redmoon right here, right now. Oh man, did Redmoon just close things out in a 2-0 fashion? Because I don't think any Tokon... Oh, never mind. It's a heater. It's a heater Tokon. So I don't think one AWW gets the job done. But he's
double up definitely does, though, with +5 attack.
Yeah, no, the 𝗂𝗏𝗆, right? The aquatic whirlwind I was saying.
Yeah, aquatic plus another hit, Will. Hook kick, though, onto Blue Moon. A little bit risky leaving it out on the board this long, but an uppercut does outspeed Tolkien, but targets 𝗬𝗚lus.
Wait a second.
Tolkien might just be allowed to kill 𝗧𝗵𝗆 this turn. Would completely turn things around, but no, he just... Yes, the burn! The burn is enough. The monkey goes down. 𝗬𝗏𝗚 You gotta play, you gotta outspeed this Fiery Soul, you gotta kill Tolkien so that your buddy can fight 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗵. The only saving grace here for Redmoon is that 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗵 is so low on stamina that bait doesn't really make a difference anymore.
Yeah, this is one thing where he really thought the aquatic whirlwind was gonna kill. I think you just always safely double up though, right? Just in case if it kills, you still uppercut 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗵. If it doesn't kill, you kill the Tolkien that ended up killing your 𝗧𝗵𝗺. But on that same note, I believe Redmoon still confidently has this in the bag because, as you said, the stamina coming into play, 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗵 is going down, and there we go, ladies and gents. We have a different game than we had in our winners bracket. Agglom winning 2-0 before, but now Redmoon with some vengeance coming 2-0 in these lower bracket finals, guys.